She refused to show ID, kept giving us attitude, and walked straight past the checkpoint like she owned the place. Officer Ramirez's voice was stern, frustrated as he cuffed the woman against the brick wall. Red and blue lights painted the alley. A crowd had gathered near the sidewalk. People murmured, whispered, and filmed. The woman? Calm, silent, almost bored. She didn't flinch when the cuffs clicked, didn't resist when they patted her down. Her camo uniform was standard issue, no flashy rank insignia, no medals, but what set her apart was how she held herself. Like the street, the chaos, the judgment, none of it touched her. "You need to calm down, ma'am," barked the other officer, grabbing her arm. "This is a government building. We don't tolerate threats or non-compliance." "I didn't threaten anyone," she said coolly. "I asked to speak to your supervisor. That's not illegal. You raised your voice and refused to show ID." "I didn't raise my voice. I raised a question. But if you'd like to keep escalating this, go ahead." They thought she was just another angry citizen with something to prove. But they couldn't have been more wrong. Her name was Lieutenant Commander Dana Durham. Navy SEAL. Intel Division. Triple certified in counterterrorism, urban recon, and classified operations that would make most federal agents sweat. But tonight, she was just trying to get to a late-night security audit at the federal annex across the street, on orders from the Pentagon. The only reason she wasn't flashing credentials, they were too classified to hand over to a beat cop on a dim-lit street. But the cops didn't know that. All they saw was a woman in camo, refusing to answer questions with a smile, and to them, that was enough to call her a threat. As they shoved her into the back of the cruiser, she finally spoke. Not loudly, not angrily, just a warning. "You'll want to call your watch commander now. Tell him Lieutenant CMD Durham has been detained, and that you've compromised an active Tier 1 federal clearance op." They laughed, literally laughed, until one officer checked her name through dispatch, and everything stopped. A pause, then a blink. Then, "Wait, what did you say her name was again?" The radio crackled to life. Another voice came through, lower, sharper. "Do not process her. Repeat, do not process. That's Pentagon authorization level black. Secure her immediately and wait for orders." Now they were the ones panicking. Officer Ramirez stepped out of the car and opened the door carefully, like it might bite him. "Ma'am, I think there's been a mistake." Dana raised one brow. "You don't say." In less than 5 minutes, 3 unmarked black SUVs rolled up. Men in dark suits stepped out. No badges, just earpieces and that unreadable look you only see on people who answer directly to Washington. One walked up to the officers, handed them sealed documentation, and leaned in with a whisper that turned the cops pale. They uncuffed her in a hurry. Dana didn't gloat, didn't curse, just looked the officer in the eye and said, "It's not about how loud someone is, it's about how wrong you were." Then she turned to walk away, but paused. "I wasn't rude," she added. "I was patient." Inside the SUV, she slipped back into mission mode, briefing, deadlines, targets. But outside, the street still buzzed. Someone who'd called her aggressive now whispered to their friend, "She's Navy SEAL, seriously." People who thought she was just a problem now scrambled to delete their videos. The same people who judged her minutes ago were now standing with mouths open, realizing they'd just tried to arrest someone with more clearance than the mayor. Why didn't she snap? Why didn't she shout back? Because Dana Durham wasn't built like that. She didn't fight battles that small. She'd been trained to hold her fire until the target was confirmed. And tonight, the only target was prejudice in a uniform. You never know who you're putting in handcuffs. Authority without awareness is how justice gets corrupted. And power without humility, that's just weakness in disguise. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a "before we end." Tell us in the comments. Where in the world are you tuning in from? And what was the most powerful moment for you? Your engagement helps this message reach even more hearts. Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.